Hi, this is Taryn with Beaducation.com, and today I'm going to show you about one of my favorite tools, the Dimple Plier. Here are two of our Dimple Pliers. This one's a 1mm, this one's a 3mm. So when you first start using the Dimple Plier, it's a good idea to grab a blank or a piece of scrap that's a similar gauge to what you're working with. You're going to want to test out the plier just to see how strong you really have to press it or use it. You don't have to put too much force. But you'll notice that it's just good to get a feel for where it falls. And if you have a blank where you particularly want to stamp like in the middle, you want to be aware of how long the tool is. Like you'll see here, it only goes so far, so it might not be able to hit right in the middle of your blank. So that's something to keep in mind. This is the 1mm. Here's the 3mm. Since the 3mm is bigger, it can take a little more push to give it some good dimpling, a good dimple. But it's good to get a feel for it. I love taking these really sweet petal blanks. I think it's perfect because each petal can be a place where you mark it. So when I take this, I'll just center it into each petal, and you can really create some nice dimples with each petal, so it's like segmented for you. So there's the one side and there's the other. Love that. Then let's say you have some lovely initials. You can then take this plier and go right in between it. Just give it a little hit like that. Take the other side. You can leave it plain or you can oxidize it. It oxidizes beautifully because it falls right into the dimple. And the same for just like a single letter. You can give it a little bit of ornamentation. Let's do one of each so you can see the difference. So there's the 1mm. You can also like mark it with a Sharpie to make sure you're putting it in exactly the same place. I like to have fun and put it wherever it falls. So there's the 3mm on this side, oops, that side, and the 1mm on this. Here are some samples that we've made with the Dimple Pliers. This one is a great example because it uses both the 3mm and the 1mm. You'll see we've used them to create a border around this blank. The neat thing about the Dimple Pliers is there's two sides that get created with the plier. So this one has it in a convex way, and this one does it in a concave way. So one of them is shiny and creates a nice dome, and the other one does a more signature dimple. So there's a lot of neat things you can do with it. This is another favorite style. We've used it to create braille. This is the 1mm, and we think it's perfect because it actually creates a texture that's tactile, hence the braille. But you can also see the other side is neat to look at. So you can really choose which is going to be your focal point. We've also used the 1mm to create some astrological signs. You can see those in our design ideas page. It's fantastic to use when you're trying to create a monogram, and then you can actually put points in between it. We've used them here to also segment between names. And then with the leaf, we've used it as a decorative way and created a vein or a little ornament in the leaf. It's also fantastic to put it between dates. It kind of takes the guesswork out of using the period punch because you have a lot of control with the tool.